Hey everybody, and welcome back to From Guiseley to Greatness with me, GW365. If you joined us last time, what did we do last time? I think we won, didn't we? We beat Boston United 3-2, and here are the latest results afterwards for Solihull, Moors, Hyde and Brackley games. Solihull Moors, important that you check this out. If you look at their schedule, they, up until that point, had been on a decent run. They'd won four out of the last 6 with 2 draws, and we ended up drawing with them due to this. You will see this now. We were 2-0 up. We were 1-0 down, 2-1 up, and then they got another goal. A tale of 2 penalties. So yes, it was a tight game, apparently. But when Edgy does that, you know you're in for a tough day. Yeah, it's a free header. No option, no chances of, missing the header, but somehow he did. Then Johnson just powers it in. In fact, we need to look at the penalties, don't we? Actual penalty decisions. Boys got it here. Just fell over and gave away a penalty. Looked a bit dubious, so that was a penalty for that. Then, we had a corner. Lowe took it for some reason. Boys crossed it in. A bit of a pinball machine sort of thing there. Boys got it again. Fire ball. Johnson, neat passing play. And Brooksby scored a decent goal. He's been in a bit of form lately. And then, we have another penalty. Holsworth had the ball. Played a neat ball to Brooksby there, then lost the ball from Goff. Darren Goff transitioning from cricket to football at left back. Then Bogle got it here. He swung it in. There was one player in the box, about 800 white shirts. And then Malt just absolutely destroyed Eddie. Definitely a penalty, which he then did score with great aplomb. As you will see, just one moment. And then, believe it or not, after that, hardly anything happened in the second half. Barely a highlight. So if we go back, and go back again, and again, to us, then we played Hyde, away from home. We scored 2 goals. For some reason, Kieran Willedgy took the penalty. I'm not entirely sure why. It's normally Alex Johnson's forte. But if we look at the highlights, let's see what happened. Even game, this. In the last game, we had a lot of long shots. So I'm not putting that down as a one-sided game. But Willedgy finishing that off with a fantastic finish. In fact, we need to see the penalty first. Here we go. Darrington took the corner. Brooksby chipped it forward to Johnson, and he was brought down. I think that was actually a penalty. That was a good decision. Then we moved on to our next goal. This is the highlight. Bear in mind, after this highlight, there wasn't a single highlight after that, apart from the half-time kick-off. That was it. No lines here or anything. Boys got the ball. Love sprayed it out wide to Lowe. Lowe played a decent ball in, headed by O'Reilly. Johnson collected it. He's knocked it to McGowan. Making a rare bomb forward, but that was a decent goal as well. Johnson squared it for Brooksby after the tackle on McGowan. The ball fell to Johnson, who just first time squared it. Good finish again. And that was it, I believe, for that game. Yes, it was. No other highlights. Then we played our last game, Brackley. So we're going to come back to for Lowestoft. That's what we're going to do. Brooksby with the only goal. Very few chances in this game. Very, very few chances in this game. But it was a good goal. 1 shot on target. This was it. Very tight game. To say Brackley like down the bottom. They did have a good chance that they hit the woodwork with. Hit the bar. Crullers gave it to McLaren. Give it to Ferrari and then pass it to Renault. That's a Sharp. Not Rodolph Austin, for all you Leeds fans out there. Or Bran. I don't know who he played for before Bran. Or Jamaican international fans. Holsworth knocked it long. Johnson with a neat header, and then look at this for a finish. In off the post. Nearly hits both posts and goes in. And that was it. Not another chance after that. Literally, 1 chance then. That was when they hit the bar. Kick-off highlight. And then that was it. So not a game of many chances. I have got it on key and that's it. Key chances. So we're doing all right. So a few other things I need to mention. I need to go into transfers, and then go into transfer history. We've let Greg Stewart go. Charlie Holt's on loan to end the season. Greg Stewart, he's gone. He were complaining first team football. All three of these were, to be fair. Luke Porritt, he were on £20 a week. I let him go. These were both on non-contracts. They were just there for backup in the early days. They never really had a chance to play. We've got Tom Pearce on loan from Leeds. I haven't played him yet. He's definitely. I'm just going to use him as backup for now. But then we've got Dave Wesley, who we've signed as a regen. I offered trials to a load of regens. He was the only one that showed any sort of promise. And if you look at his report, it did say that it's disappeared, but it did honestly say that it was the potential to be a good League 2 player, which is why I've decided to sign him. We also got a load of youngsters into our under-18s team. Not many of them stood out, I'm going to be honest. I think the best one was probably a striker. Was it this guy here, Jordan Marriott? He was probably the best. At the minute, he's not quite ready to make the step up into the first team. He's only 15, and his finishing is only 7, but in his pace is only 8. But he's got some decent stats: teamwork, work rate, stamina, and natural fitness, jumping reach, and balance. They're pretty good as well. And he just needs some work, and he can play left or right as well. So practically, I could train him up to be right, but he's right-footed, so it might be that I do put him as the right midfielder. I don't know. He's not got the pace, so that's the one concern. So basically, they're only going to be on £5 a week. He was probably the best of all the players. If I look at his actual, not report, report. It does actually say potentially be a good Vanarama Conference striker. So he's not going to be amazing, and he relishes big matches though. He's fairly consistent, fairly athletic, can play in a couple of positions. He's got poor intelligence, and his decision making is pretty poor as well. But he looks fairly promising. Other players, you see, there's Matt Dickinson, who's got a 3-star potential, but again, apart from having a big face and decent pace, this stat in particular doesn't fill me with lots of joy. So yeah, these other players are the ones that we already have at the team. Apparently Sean Mullins going to be asking for a contract shortly. Don't think he's going to be getting one. He's on £35 a week. He's not improving as much as I'd like. Saying that, he's not scored as much as that he'd like. He's got 2 goals. One of them was a complete fluke, apparently. I thought it was intended. But with a heading stat of 7, I think it was 6 at the time. I don't think it was. But he's just not getting a game now, especially with our new formation change. Because if you can't remember, we changed to this formation here. Malta's now accomplished attacking midfielder centre. Boys did actually get injured in the last game, but he looks like he's come away unscathed. And the only other player that's really started performing now is Darren Anderson, or Gavin Rothery as he's otherwise known. He didn't perform in the last game, but a couple of games ago he was absolutely on fire. 7.14 rating for the last 5 games. Looking at Alex Johnson, his is 7.58. He's either getting a goal or he's assisting in one way or the other. So he's doing really well. Alex Johnson at the minute, 12 assists and 27 goals. 8 of those goals are penalties, and he has hit 8 out of 8. And this does remind me to do this: set pieces, penalties, because no one is set on this. So I'm going to set you there, and then I'm going to put in Jake Malt, then probably Adam Boys, and then it's probably going to be Darren Anderton. Ryan Charnley's a definite candidate for it, but he hardly gets a game at the minute. Not bothered for Kieran Maleji. He's got 3 finishing, which always worries me. But going into this game with Lowestoft, I am hoping to win this game. They did recently just sack their manager. If I just have a look at their schedule here, they're on a bad run of form, but they've just picked up, and I think this is where they actually sacked their manager. Bad run of form, found themselves fairly low down, and then since then they've actually beat North Ferrybridge and drawn 2 games before that. So let's submit the team. I'm happy with our squad. This is probably the strongest squad that we've got in the minute. I know it's not amazing. Oh, and one thing to notice as well, we are now 8 points behind. There is only 7 games to go. Boston United looks set to go up it automatically. But until playing bottom of the league, I think the bottom of the league anyway, they lost 2 more games after playing us. But they did beat Gloucester, unfortunately. But looking at their remaining games, they have got, let's have a look who they've got. They've got Gainsborough, who are bottom of the league now. Gloucester, I think, were second bottom. Worcester are 4th, so that'll be a tough game for them. Oxford City are 3rd, that'll be a tough game for them. Tamworth 8th, you know, they're in with a shout, they're trying to push for playoffs, so that will be a tough game. 9th as well, Stalybridge, I'm pretty sure they're not far off. 10th and 6th, so they've got a fairly tough run of games, whereas if we go to us, why can I not see any further than that? That's very weird. What's going on? When's our next game? Apparently we've only got a couple of games left to go into this. Don't know if it's the if something's ballsed up or what. I don't know. I think it might be this skin. I might have to change the skin, you know. And it's a bit of a shame really because it's quite a decent skin. But there's been a few problems. Like I was altering the tactics screen, like to make sure I've got like the positions in here, because some players I'm not 100% sure whether they can play elsewhere. But unless it won't let us look at the schedule because I'm halfway through a game. Oh, there we go. So we've got lower stuff today. We're 18th. We've got North Ferrybridge, who are 14th. Colwyn Bay 17th. Stalybridge 9th. Bradford Back Avenue was a tough game, 7th. 16th and 3rd. So we've technically, I think we've only got really 2 potentially tough games, whereas they've got about 6. So hopefully, you know, we can do something here. We've got lower stuff away because they are low down in the league. Playability. Coaching style. Oh, this is the manager, I'm assuming. But yeah, I'm going to stick with our more attacking shape. The one that allows us to push further forward, because you know this is a winnable game. They are low down in the league. Yes, they have hit a little bit of form, and that is bad news straight away. 2 minutes and 30 seconds in, and we've lost our top goal scorer. This is a problem. It means we're going to have to play Boys up top on his own. I ain't got any other strikers at the minute. I ought to get some other strikers on the bench. It's probably about time this happened to me. Darren Anderton, welcome to the team at this early stage, because you're going to have to go in the wide right position, and then we're going to select that, and then there we go. You might actually do alright on the right hand side. I'm just dreading you getting injured straight away as well. It's going to be bad news. Our passing has apparently been shocking, which is not good. We're just gifting them the ball. 35 minutes in, and we've potentially got our first highlight. Love now on the ball. Lovely ball to Brooksby. He's in a position to shoot and scores. He's in a rich vein of form. 7th goal of the season for Wayne Brooksby. Decent pass from Love as well. Lovely pass from Lovely. Lovely done. I don't know. So yeah, we're 1-0 up. Not a game of not many chances so half of not many chances. Former player, of course, Danny Crowe. Or is that Peterborough? I can't remember. But yes, things are going well, but you're capable of doing even better. Indeed you are. It's a shame to lose Alex Johnson. I hope he's not gone long term. I hope he's not dead long term, should I say. Saying that, it will allow another player to maybe perhaps step up. Lovely ball from Malt off kick-off to Brooksby, but his first touch is absolutely appalling. Here comes Reed. Knocks it back to Gleeson. And it's a false highlight. Yes. So it gets to about the 60-minute mark. And we make a change. They're playing 4-3-3 now. And we are going to bring on... Jake Malt is getting a little bit tired. Unfortunately, there's not really a lot I can do about that. Because we've got no one for right back. And so is that Darren Anderson, actually. Ben Parker, perhaps, at left back. Brandon Wilson. You know what, Brandon Wilson, he deserves a game. Sorry, Lavelle, but you're coming off. You can only play in one position. Oh, Sean Bamant with his face offside a couple of times. McGowan throws it to Malt. Malt knocks it into the box, and Brooksby is all of a sudden the most clinical finisher of all time. Fantastic play. There's only a 2-star rating on this game apparently at the moment. Can't see him improving that much because he's about 24, 25, but you know, fair enough. 24 years old. McGowan now throws it down the line to Darren Anderson. Now it's Boys. Malt forward to Wilson. Lovely outside of the boot pass, sort of, because it's somehow swerved the other way to Brooksby, but it falls to a tackle, and that's a great ball to Darren Anderson. You can swing this ball in, and it's a great ball in. Boys scores to make it 3, and pretty much that's all she wrote. 3-0. Great ball in from Darren Anderson here. The most injury-prone player to man. And he's performing for Guiseley at the moment. A late surge to maybe take over. Let's bring on Wesley with 3-0 up. Get you there. You don't need to be fast. You're not covering centre back. Dave West comes off for his debut, yeah, but a late surge for that first and automatic place. There's a full-time whistle. That's a great result, a huge result. Not a game of many chances, but that was a good win. That's a very good win. And what did Boston do? Boston won against Gainsborough. That was bottom of the league as well, and they struggled against them. I'm hoping that's not going to keep their momentum going, but if you look here, apart from the fact that Oxford City have got a game in hand, we have got a 4-point gap on them now, and we are currently 6 points clear of 6th, with a far superior goal difference. Really starting to come into our own now at the end of the season. But we'll leave the game, and then we'll discuss what's going to happen. Blackpool beat Leeds 4-3. That's disgusting. Because if you look at the Championship, where are Blackpool? Bottom of the league. And where are Leeds? Pushing for winning the league. Oh look, Wigan apparently going up when they went down. Okay. If you say so. So that's kind of fitting. That's also kind of fitting. Brighton, however, they're not in that part. It is... Who's the other team that went down? Wigan, yeah. Brighton have replaced Wigan, apparently, in the relegation spots. And that looks like that's how that's going to end, is that particular season. I think, well, maybe not this, but down here. Because they're 12 points away from safety. Millwall could still get out of it, but even Brighton are looking doomed as well. 10 points off safety. So, Weston makes his debut. I just wanted to introduce him to the team. I wanted him to, you know, just get slotted in, basically. And Boys ended his goal drought. I didn't even know he had a goal drought. Nothing had been mentioned before. But anyway, Brooksby is really on top of his game at the minute in this league. He's always had decent physical stats for the ones that matter, pace and natural fitness. So it allows him to keep coming back and playing like week in week out, as opposed to players with low natural fitness and low stamina, meaning that they are struggling to be fit. He's a decent flair player, decent dribbling and crossing, passing and technique, but his finishing a 7 is not as bad as what it first looks like. But with that, I'm going to call it a video there. So hopefully, in fact, hold on a minute, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've got North Ferrybridge, Colwyn Bay, Stalybridge, Celtic and Bradford Park Avenue. So I'm probably going to stop for the Bradford Park Avenue and then follow it up with probably an Oxford City game for the last game of the season, because that could be a big game, a very big game. But hopefully you'll join us for that. So hopefully, if you have enjoyed this video, if you have, why not press that like button? If you'd like to see more, feel free to subscribe. And as always, see you next time. Bye bye.